You are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CIOTV Live. My name is Bhavika, and in this series of CIO conversations, we are today talking to Mr. Abdeali Merchant. He is the Senior IT Manager at Al Hilal Life Insurance. And based in Bahrain, he has led the digital transformation initiatives of the organization. And he has been at the forefront of the transformation initiatives, and this has resulted in significant business benefits in terms of new customer experiences, cost and process optimization, and of course, enhanced productivity. So without much ado, let us hear more about the transformation initiatives at the organization, from Mr. Abdeali himself. So welcome to the show, Mr. Abdeali. It's a pleasure
Good
to
morning,
have you.
Balaka. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hope everything is fine there. It's early in the morning,
Yes,
and yeah, so I thought it's a good thing to get started with a conversation, an interesting
yeah,
conversation. So
sure.
I believe there has been a lot of transformation initiatives at the organization, particularly since COVID pandemic. So could you tell us a little bit more about, in terms of specific initiatives and the outcomes that you've had in the digital transformations front?
Yeah, sure. Balaka, as you know, COVID made a lot of changes in terms of the business model that were there in terms of, especially in insurance, where, there was more of a push sell rather than a pull sell. Insurance
Right.
is mainly sold by the
Yes.
agents or the financial planners to the customers. But once COVID kicked in, people started working from home. It was more of a shift change over there where people started looking at avenues where they could buy some things online because most of the commodities started being sold online. Even
Yes.
the
Right.
supermarkets and all came up with an online model where they could sell the products and the delivery was done. Uh, Keeping that in mind, we also decided that yes, let's move towards this journey of
Right.
going online and at the same time try to do a complete transformation because
Right.
at the end of the day, transformation saves cost, saves manpower, and a lot of other things come along with it. So at Alilal, we started a journey somewhere around in late 2020, early 21. We first went to the drawing board and we decided on what is our goal when we do this
Right.
entire project, what is that we want
Mhm.
to achieve at the end of the project. So we created a roadmap. We went back to our stakeholders, our board members, and we presented them that okay, this is what we want to do,
Right.
and we took their concurrence because this is the most important part in any project. Stakeholders at the end of the day because they
Right.
they have to put in the money as well as the results is what they will observe at the end of the day. From internal side, we decided to break the entire project in three different phases. One phase we decided to work on the customer facing side, basically the website and the part of that. Second one was the sales team, where
Mhm.
we are working on something for them as well. And the third part, which is the most critical part at the end of the experience, is the back office.
Right.
So you may have a very good website, you may have a very good customer experience, but when it
Right.
comes to the back office, if you don't automate processes over there and you don't
Mhm.
make it seamless over there, your experience is lost.
Right.
The customer will not have that experience when he
Yes.
connects back with you over there.
Correct.
So
Correct.
we decided to work on all the three the
Right.
areas.
Right.
While we finished some part on the first area, which is the enhanced website experience with a lot of calculators and everything. We also are coming up with something for an online bike, which will go live by end of this month.
I
So
see.
in our case, the customers will be able to buy a policy on the digital platform, and it will be a completely digital experience with no manual intervention whatsoever. That's how we have tried to
Wonderful.
keep that. And the entire experience, the customer can buy a policy in less than 15 minutes. That's what we are trying to
Right.
work on.
Wow. So
On the
were
back end
these the
front,
changes?
backside, yeah.
Yeah. So were these some of the changes that has come about because of the digitalization? The ability to have a completely seamless experience, and having.
Yes, some correct, correct. These changes have come up mainly because of that thought process. Because
Correct.
you, as you know, during COVID, people were not able to go out. Even our sales teams were not able to go out. They were able
Sure.
to make calls, but
Right.
that was only calls using Teams or using your WhatsApp and stuff like that.
Yes.
So we as a management, we decided, yes, let's take on this particular front, because while we speak in Bahrain, I don't think anybody has, as of now, online life insurance policy selling mechanism.
I
They
see.
have general insurance, especially cars and all,
Yes.
but not in the life front. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's great. So, the other thing that comes to mind is, to really bring about digital transformation is, you need to align people, process, and technology. So, you worked on the technology part. Could you throw some more light on how you align the people and the process part?
Yes. See, people is the most important aspect out here,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
the moment you talk of digital transformation,
Yeah.
people within the organization will feel that they will get redundant and they will lose their
Correct.
job.
Yes.
This is the first and the foremost fear which would come across the operations
Yes.
in any organ. IT might not feel that, because okay, they're going to run the show, but
Yeah.
operations, yes, definitely, this is what comes up over there. So what we started even doing internally as well is, we started to train our people, because
Yeah.
we knew that some of the jobs might get redundant. So we started working on, okay, if we have couple of people who will no longer be required to do that job, we started working on a project where they would be made to work on a different model altogether. So
Mm-hmm.
we started giving them trainings, we started upgrading their skills. Even now, those projects are going on where HR got involved, and that's why we are trying to move them into a different workspace area from rather than doing their day-to-day activities. So that's where we ensure that people is taken care of, because people at the end of the day are the critical for any organization and any
Yes.
project. So if you have a
Right.
buying from them, you'll be able to succeed.
Right.
Otherwise, it will not go through.
Correct, correct. So it's
Now,
wonderful to
yeah,
see that it was transformation in the real sense, in the sense that every department was engaged, whether it was people, whether it was the HR, and IT as a sort of, because it's digitally read, sort of orchestrated that. So now tell me, when you digitize processes, one of the things is, obviously things change and you need to tweak the processes because you have now digitized this. You do not just simply digitize a manual process. So, what sort of experiences have you had in process optimization? Because in manual processes, there's lots more redundancy. So, how? Tell us, share us about those experiences in process
sure.
optimization.
Yeah. Okay, when we started, the major thing in terms of process, since we are
Yes.
regulated by Central Bank of Bahrain, so we
Yes.
first went and went to the bank, CBB, and and we took their opinion about it, because
See.
as there was nothing around in terms of digital processes available at
Yes.
that point of time. So we went back to them and he said, we are trying to do something of this sort, as part of your current regulations being manual, and where you have face to face people and all, these are the things which is being taken off, especially where you verify somebody's authentication, somebody's ID
Right.
verification,
Correct.
and all those things are there. But once we move on that front, we don't have that. So what is your thought process, and what are the things we should consider while we're doing it?
Right.
On the good side, the Central Bank of Bharat was already working on it. They had already aligned certain technologies with the banks. So the
Right.
banks were in the forefront of the transformation. So they told us, okay, you know what? Banks are working on this technology. They are doing this 5 things. You can do the same thing to identify the customers, to verify their identities, and they also came up, like how you have RuPay in India, the payment gateways. You have a
Right.
company called Benefit, which is
I
a
see.
similar company based out of Bahrain. They also came up with eKYC. So we were able to do an integration with them, where we
Right.
are able to do an eKYC of the customer on a real-time basis. So that
Okay.
also helped us in terms of making change in the entire process. where
Right.
physically, yes, there were certain checks and balances done, but on the digital front, we changed those whole thing where there is minimal requirement of documentation from the customers, manual intervention of signatures, all those things were taken away. So when we did this transform, we actually worked upon changing the process as well. Internally also at the back end, yes, we made a lot of changes in our process. We changed a lot of documentations because most of them became redundant in terms of processes, in terms of checks and balances. Post the application form gets submitted to the company for issuance and the other stuff. Most important, we did change our products. So we came
Right.
up with products which are specially designed for a digital platform. So we are not
Wow.
selling, we didn't go back and we just took the existing product and started to put it up and, we'll start selling it as a digital. No, we came up with products which are only designed to be sold on a digital platform. They are not available on the physical or the other mode. It is only available on the digital mode. So that's how we had those things. We started with that particular thing in
Right.
mind, and that's where we reached today.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Invention has always been one thing that came naturally to man. From the great ancestor of us all who discovered the wheel, we have been moving forward with each step of our evolution to build bigger and greater things. Monuments and pyramids to technological marvels, making sure we stay one step ahead of the world around us. At Finesse, we have reached an important milestone in that journey. What began with the wheel is now our evolution, with the digital transformation of businesses being the crux of the whole operation. Whether it be by improving aspects of robotic automation to improve workflow in the manufacturing sector, or developing artificial intelligence and chatbots almost ready to pass the Turing test, we can safely say we are at the cutting edge of what technology has to offer mankind. The man who built the first wheel would love to see what his invention has left us with. A path forward we climb in ways never imagined. For as someone said, if you're setting out to do something, do it with finesse.
So it was a transformation truly in the holistic sense, in the sense you had designed products specifically for a digital experience. So can you share some of the new customer experiences that you had designed in terms of perhaps customer support, or in terms of ease of use, or maybe in terms of pieces or getting redemptions? Can you share some of
Okay.
the new
Yeah, sure.
facilities? Yeah.
So we first started with our website. So our
Mm-hmm.
new website is more young, more colorful,
I see.
not the old way of where a life insurance you go and you will see things which are there.
Yes.
We made it
Yes.
more lively.
Yes.
We gave the
I saw
customer the
that.
ability
Yeah.
to
Very
find.
attractive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very attractive.
Yes, yeah. We came up with vibrant colors. We
Right.
changed, yeah. So that's where we started from.
Yes.
We allowed the customer to do some part of analysis on their own rather than
Right.
our salespeople, or we have some calculators which are there which allows the customer to decide on his own what products he needs and what kind of things that is available that he needs over there. Then we went, as I said, on the online journey. We decided to ensure that we tell the customer to have a very few data entry points where the customer has to input the data.
Uh-huh.
So the entire journey has only around 6 screens
I
where
see.
the customer will be able to buy the policy, and we ask the customer to input only, I think, around in 3 screens where the customer data input is required. Rest
Mm.
all everything is automated, and the data has been extracted from other sources, government agencies, which allows
Mhm.
us to give those data,
Mhm.
and that's where the journey finishes. Even the payment is done on a payment gateway, so the
Mhm.
whole customer at the end of the 15 minutes, he'll get a policy certificate and a policy document on the email, as well as he'll be able to download on the screen as well. So that's
Right.
what we made a change over there. On the front front side of the the sales part of it. On the backend side, we are still working on certain technologies where customer will be able to connect to us digitally.
Right.
They'll no longer be need to able to visit our branches. We'll service them from anywhere in any part of the world where they are, because we
Right.
do have customers who are international customers,
I
so they
see.
can go back to their home countries and still connect with us, and we can service them. So we are working on that front as well over there in terms of the
Wonderful.
customer experience.
Yes. So it's been a very thorough design approach, and there's been a lot of thought, very thoughtful approach in terms of the strategic initiatives that you have taken in terms of digital transformation initiatives. So can you tell me a little bit more about how you went about from a strategic point of view? Did you work with external partners to help you design the transformation, or did you have a kind of a central team? What was the approach in terms of designing and implementing the initiative?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, we first we internally created a team
Yes.
which comprised from people from operations, from marketing, from IT,
Yes.
from sales, in
Yes.
order to get their inputs. What is that they would like to look or they would like to have in this new transformation? Because at the end of
Yes.
the day, IT is the enabler only. It's
Yes.
not
Right.
going to
Mhm.
use it. These are
Mhm.
the teams and these are the people who going to use it. So we took their things. Later on, once we were clear exactly as to what we were looking at, we
Mhm.
went out into the market, because we don't have a huge team at our side, so
Yes.
we don't do in-house development. We prefer working with partners. So we went to our existing partners, and we gave them the idea that okay, we want to do these things. We jotted down, we created a document, and we submitted, and we told them here it is, look at it and come back with your thought process, with your ideas. So
Nice.
we had partners who are already in working in a bigger markets, and they were already
Right.
doing such kind of projects in the past.
Right.
So they came up with more add-on values to us,
Mhm.
and that gave us more idea, more clear picture as to what are the pitfalls, what are the things we should look at, because we had their experience with them. So with
Right.
our partners, with us and us together, we started on this particular journey. So yes, as you rightly said, we have partners who are working with us.
Right. Right. So tell us a little bit more about your data strategy. That is something that helps you a digital transformation initiative to continuously improve and deliver new things or achieve more value on a continuous basis. So tell us about how you are leveraging data and what your data strategy has been.
Yeah, sure. Data, I will quote somebody. I seems to pass to yesterday on LinkedIn. I think it's somebody on CIOTV only, or CIO News, I guess.
Mhm.
Somebody said data is today valuable, at the same time it's vulnerable. Both
Yes.
the cases.
Yes.
So as you know, data is something which is a commodity today, and it can lead you to a downfall of your organization if mishandled in a wrong way. So
Correct.
while we speak, yes, we have taken data as one of our element in the post second phase of our journey, because we
Nice.
want to ensure that we have the right data with us, and which will help us to generate more revenue at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So in the current journey, in the current implementation, we are collecting a lot of data from customers at various touch points,
Mhm.
and we will use that data in order to see how we can leverage and we can cross sell and upsell to the customer, where they they have bought, let's say, a single policy. We'll try to use them to see what we can do with the customer, and go ahead and do a cross sell. uh, at the same time, in the back office, we will be running a particular project where we are around a 13 or 14-year-old organization, and we have data with us of all the customers for last 14 years. So we're trying to work on a predictive model, because we know a
Yes.
customer behavior, how the
Yes.
customer experience has been with us.
Yes.
So we gonna use that data to come up with some analysis and some model, looking at which product did well for us, which product went on for a couple of years
Yeah.
and then died off, or something like that. So we gonna use the data in that line as well. And in the current stage, yes, we are collecting data at various touch points. So we
Right.
have data as one of our core element, and then we'll have initiative running around it.
Mm. Will you share a little bit more on the technology side in terms of, what kind of systems are you using? Are you on the cloud? And for a data strategy, have you leveraged a data lake? And what sort of, technologies in terms of capabilities that you have on the data side? I mean, do you have a
Okay.
continuous data strategy that is feeding data and that is capturing and monitoring data in real time and giving you a dashboard where you can see what is happening in terms of customer
Yeah.
experiences?
Sure. In terms of technology, yes, we do have presence on the cloud. So we are
Yeah.
using cloud as well as we are using on-prem. So we are doing a hybrid model. Certain
I
things
see.
of our processes run on-prem, some of them run on the cloud. Now,
Right.
in terms of data, as I said, we gonna use it in one of our initiative where real time, currently we're not using real time data analysis. We are doing a post facto data analysis in terms of dashboards, in terms of data that has been processed over a period of time, and then it is being consumed. In terms of real time, yes, we do have a plan in place where we will use real time data inputs to know exactly what is the customer behavior, what is he looking at, and how he's gonna perform going forward. So we do have a project going on. As I said, we have some data. My core application generates a data on a daily basis. So we
I
have
see.
that data for us for last 12 years,
I see.
which is being not looked at. So as you said, we're gonna create a data lake, take that data,
Right.
maybe massage it in terms of making it more appropriate for a data warehouse, put it up over there and try to run some analysis on top of it to know how it will look like and what is it going to come up. So we do have projects in pipeline where we're going to create data lakes and data warehouse, which will help us to do this particular analysis.
Now, can we look at the bigger picture and see where the role of the CIO and IT in particular fits in the scheme of things, or as things are evolving, we see that, IT itself has become the business. It's like, IT is moved from being an enabler to being the business itself. So tell us about your experiences and your perspectives as to, uh, how you see IT fitting into, say, the industry, and what are the,
Sure.
what are the disruptive changes that you can bring about in terms of participation, in terms of facilitating collaboration, and creating new ecosystems for business impact.
Sure. I would like to quote something out here from one of my ex superiors, Dr.
Okay.
Nanda Gopal. He used to always say that we are an IT company and we also sell insurance. So
Correct. Yeah.
he never said, that we are an insurance, and but he always used to internally tell us that yes, guys, we are an IT company and we also sell insurance.
Yes.
Yeah. As you said, you are right.
Yeah.
Things have changed over a period of a lot of time. Now you see IT has become more of a business rather than IT supporting business. IT itself is a business.
Yes.
I still remember my earlier days where we started the career. We were told, if you want to get into IT, do perform, you have to understand business.
Yes.
You should know processes. You should know
Yes.
how accounting works. You should know how operation works. You should know all those things. That's how
Yeah.
you'll be able to get in. You'll be able to do good. But I think over the last 10 years, around I guess 10 years, things have changed now. Now I think it will be other way out. So if you want to perform good in your operations or in your business, you should know IT, because
Yes.
that's where you'll be able to leverage IT on your day-to-day stuff,
True.
work that you do in your day-to-day activities
Yeah.
that you do.
Yeah.
So yes, CIOs or the heads of any IT department and organization going forward, yeah, they'll be one of the key partners to the CEO. They will add up their value in terms of revenue generation, be it
Yes.
bottom line or be it top line. Top line would definitely be there because more avenues, more features, more
Yes.
customer experience will lead there. Bottom line will come from the optimization of the cost, the processes, and the cost saving that they will end up giving to the business in terms of a lot of redundancy that will go up, because nowadays a lot of work can be done with robots. So you have an
Yes.
RPA, robotic process automation.
Correct.
A lot of mundane tasks can go away. So you might be able to save two people doing that mundane task in a whole month. So that's the cost. That's a direct impact on the bottom line, because you will save cost of two people. Yeah,
Yes.
obviously that people can be used to do something good rather than just
Yes.
doing a data entry job.
Yes. Right.
So that's how it will impact the organizations, and CIOs will definitely be one of the key members in the entire organization, especially in terms of strategic decisions, in terms of business models, because now as we move forward, the business models have to be done on a digital thought process. You will
Right.
no longer have to be doing it on the old fashion where you have marketing team there, you have sales team there. It will evolve. So yes,
Right.
they'll have an equal opportunity over there. Maybe you never know. Sometime couple of years down the line, you might see CIOs becoming the CEOs of the organization. I have seen that in a couple of places where the CEO of the organization is an IT guy and he's running the entire show now. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
could also be there. Yeah, that's the trend which will happen going forward.
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of techpreneurs. A lot of startups are actually, led by IT professionals because they think of a business idea. So things are changing, and a lot of, in fact, technology companies, the sales and marketing pitches of technology companies are also changing, because they are dealing with a lot of business leaders who are, very tech savvy and are actually tech professionals. Okay, now let's move on to cybersecurity, which is a very critical issue now, particularly in the Middle East, and the
Correct.
changing landscape in terms of geopolitics and how cyber security is being used by nation states, as a military tool to inflict damage on businesses, and thereby, their. So, how have you, by being a business in the region, what has your experiences been, and what kind of step ups have you done to, fortify your organization?
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Cybersecurity is one of the key pillars nowadays in the organization, because the more you go on a digital front,
Yes.
you carry that risk. The risk keeps on increasing over there. It nowhere it decreases. You know.
Yes.
Okay, from our side, since we are a 100% owned entity of a bank based out of Bahrain, so what we
Yes.
try to do is we try to leverage the bank cybersecurity team in terms of
Yes.
getting some advantages, because they have certain things to be done in a more better way than we might have to
Right.
do it.
Mhm.
So we try to leverage their expertise over there. Having
Yes.
said that, yes, we use a lot of predictive analysis. We use a lot of tools which keep on monitoring our websites, which keep on monitoring our critical assets on real time basis, and we do get alerts in case of any incident do occur, in the sense they are
Yes.
supposed to occur, or and stuff like that. On the other front, we ensure that cybersecurity things are imbibed in our organization's
Yes.
policy. So
Yes.
we have ensured that we train our employees on a regular basis. We give them feeds on a regular basis, because most of the time it has been seen that the attack, even though it has happened from outside, but the source was internal. Somebody
Correct.
got a phishing email and they clicked
Yes.
on the link, or somebody
Yes.
used a USB pen drive,
Mhm.
and that led to the entire the fiasco to happen. So
Right.
we
Right.
do keep regularly train our employees internally,
Correct.
and as a part of our process, all those things are in place. So
Mhm.
we take cybersecurity very seriously, and as you rightly said, in this part of the world, yeah, we do, due to the geopolitical
Yes.
scenario, yeah, we do carry that risk. So we never left, and we always ensure that our guard is never let down. So
Yes.
we are always on it, on top of it, 24/7, 365. But
What are some of the
people
best
is the most
practices?
important part.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. People. Yeah. phishings and social engineering and all. So what are some of the best practices have you initiated in terms of, say, MFAs or, maybe zero trust or,
Okay.
identity?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'll update you. Yeah, as you rightly said, uh, since COVID, we also had to do work from home. So
Correct.
as all the organizations started doing that, we also allowed people to start. In fact, currently we have a model where people can do work from home, even normal working days. So if they
I
have some
see.
reason to do work from home, they do. So in
I
order
see.
to do that, yes, we have enabled MFAs, multi-factor authentications. We have dual authentications in certain places. Even
Right.
internally, when we connect to some of our applications, we do MFAs over there.
Mhm.
Other than that, we, as I said, we run a very stringent training program
I see.
with all our employees as
Mhm.
part of our security, training. So we
Right.
do run phishing internally as well to know
I
what
see.
is the
Mhm.
impact of our training that was imparted. Do how many
Right.
people would do a fish who would click on
Uh-huh.
links, or how many would submit us saying that okay, I have a phishing email. So we do run that campaigns internally.
Mhm.
We are tied up with agencies who do social engineering on our behalf and try to see the key peoples in the
I see.
organization are
Mhm.
susceptible to it, or what they do when they actually get something. And we try to simulate a scenario which is a very real life scenario.
Right.
So the team which work with them, they do
Mhm.
this on a very real life scenario. So they would have that data with them. As an IT people, we provide some inputs to them, and they create a scenario and they try to simulate it. On top of it, we have a yearly cybersecurity simulation exercise when we try to do a tabletop exercise to see what
Right.
happens, how we behave in terms of any cyber impact that we have, because we have some guidelines. And the good part over here is there are very good guidelines from the CBB based out in Bahrain. So they have come up with a very good cyber security standards and framework, so which helps us to ensure that we comply with them, and all the security part is taken care of over there.
So, Mr. Abdeli, what I have noticed is that people engagement and employee engagement is very critical in
Yes.
ensuring, robust, continuous cybersecurity. So, I mean, if we were to ask, like, approximately how much of your time do you devote there in terms of, ensuring that people are continuously engaged and, trained and
Okay.
made aware of the challenges?
So as I said, we have a program. So with
Yeah,
our
I
HR,
see.
we run this
Oh,
program. So on a monthly basis, we send out emails,
I see.
informative emails
Uh-huh.
in terms to the employees as a whole group. We
Right.
get those emails.
Mhm.
We try to do phishing on a monthly basis with some samples across the
Right.
organization, and we do get analysis of this on a monthly basis. So we ensure that we do these activities all on a monthly basis.
I
So
see.
that we are always anything lapses, we know that okay, we made a mistake out here, we need to rectify it.
Right, right, right.
So in terms of effort, this is an ongoing effort. I'll not be able to quantify saying that okay, 10% of
Correct.
my hours would be it may not be, it could be even entire week would have gone into it for
Right.
something. So it's on
So,
need basis, but yes, as I said, we have this as a focused thing. It's on a
right,
focused model.
right. So it's a significant amount of effort that goes towards
Yeah.
educating and keeping employees updated about security challenges. So another issue is, related to talent scarcity. How large is your team? What is the bandwidth you have, and how do you exploit, advanced technologies, say AI/ML or advanced security technologies? Uh, Tell us a little bit more about, how are you experiencing?
Yeah.
What are the best practices that others might learn from you?
Okay. As I said initially, we work with partners, a lot of partners.
Right.
So
Mhm.
we don't have an in-house application development team.
I see.
We work with our even my core application. Any enhancements that happen is done through my partner. So
Okay.
what we try to do over here is we have a set of partners that we work
Yes.
with. and any requirement in terms of resources, we go to them, because we currently are an insurance organization, and we cannot invest a big time in terms of the tech part which is needed. Tech is today, it changes every month, something comes up.
Yes.
So we work with the partners. We ensure that whatever we need in terms of tech delivery, be it AI, be it ML, or even RPA, because we are running a project on RPA right now with one of our partners. So we use them in terms of new tech. The advantage we get with them is they are in the market.
Yes.
They interact with another 10 customers, they interact with another 20 customers, and they help us to get the best practices that is being done in the market. So we try to take those best practice, try to implement in our process, and again, it helps us to basically optimize our internal processes. So there is a scarcity, yes, as you rightly said, today there is a scarcity of good IT trained people, but this is how we try to leverage. Now there is another way which we had tried in the past. We try to go to the university and try to get the fresh grads from the university. The advantage you have over there is those people are fresh. They don't have a mindset, in the sense they don't have they don't come with the thought process which is already imbibed. So you can make them think the way you want them to learn. So a technology, or you can tell them, okay, learn on this particular line of thought process. Because if somebody is having an experience of 5 years or 10 years, he has a thought process, he has a development attitude, he has something which is already there. But in this case, you have, it's like, as you say, you have a mold. You can mold it the way you want to mold. Yeah. So we tried doing that as well, and we were successful in some part of it, in operations, in IT. We were able to do that. So that's how we try to balance the scarcity of the resources.
So I believe one of the major role, or a key area for the IT team these days is to manage external vendors, because you are tapping expertise and different vendors. So what are some of the best practices one must ensure? Do you have a managed service provider to manage, say, the security part, or a managed service provider to manage your infrastructure, your applications, or that is something that the internal team must do, managing them on a day-to-day basis? How do you do it? Like, what are the challenges, and what are your...
Okay. Yeah, you rightly said. So we have different teams who we have a contract with. So in terms of my infrastructure management, as it is outsourced, so we have a contract in place, and there's a team which does my infrastructure management, right from my servers to my network and everything. Similarly, on the cybersecurity front, we have again a separate contract where the team monitors we have a contract with the company to manage my SOC, basically Security Operations Center. So they work with us. This is mainly the SOC is, again, as I said, it's just line with our parent company, the bank. So we use the bank SOC to help us and leverage on that front, because they have a more wider reach and more wider scale than that we would have as an insurance company. So we try to leverage over there. Now, in terms of application development and other work that we do in-house, we don't have an in-house dev team, as I said earlier. So we have our internal employees who manage them, who are the point of contact between our business and them. So they take the requirement from the business, they understand exactly what's needed, and then they go back to the partners and they make them understand what is needed, and then we get it delivered. So my internal IT team, we do have some tech people to do a day-to-day support, day-to-day activities, which is needed. But mainly, they are mainly into the management of the partners from both the side. So we manage our internal stakeholders, which is our customers inside the operations and all, and the other side of our management goes with the partners, which is our dev partners, which are the infrastructure partners, the SOC partners, and from there. So that's how we try to go work around over there as well.
Now, when you were doing your digital transformation, and you said you were also using the cloud, tell us about your modernization experience in terms of application development. What kind of initiatives do you have? how frequently are you releasing updates or new features and things? Like, do you have a microservices architecture? Do you have DevOps? Are you practicing DevSecOps? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah. So when we started the thing, the journey, we
Yes.
were very sure on that yes, we will have a layer in the middle, as you rightly said, a microservice architecture,
Yes.
because we don't want to go back to the drawing board. Every new feature or every new enhancement comes, we should not go
Yes.
back and touch the core application and do.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we created we broke it into three phases. The entire
Yes.
architecture was done in three parts. One was the data element of it,
I
which is
see.
the last layer of it. The
Mhm.
middle layer, which is my microservice layer, and my presentation layer.
Yeah.
So presentation layer is something which we can change whenever we want.
True.
Tomorrow I want to make a change on my website. I can do it in a very quick time. So my
Mhm.
time to market is very fast over there. This mainly comes from the reason that my microservice architecture is very robust. It's designed in such a way that it will be able to cater to any requirement that will
Right.
come from there. So
Mhm.
be it a mobile app that needs something, or be it my website that needs, or maybe even my third party. So tomorrow, if I want to interact with my brokers, being an insurance
Yes.
company, we do have brokers. So I
Mhm.
have those things already available with me, which will enable me to just interact with them on a real time basis.
Yes. Yes.
So we created that data structure, which is very that is
Yes.
our foundation. On top of it, we created the microservices layer, and then we have the presentation layer. In terms of DevOps, we still are not using them. We are still doing something on the old fashioned way. But yes, as we move forward, we'll have those things coming in, and which will help us. Especially, we are trying to use AI, ML, and RPA to help us do certain of the tasks. So we are doing modernization in terms of things at that side rather than the application, because
Yeah.
our core application doesn't need that change on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So more changes would come on the marketing side, on the front end layer, and the middle layer. So we have ensured that those things are in place over there.
So right now, where is your core application hosted? Is it in your corporate data center or in the cloud?
No, it is in the corporate data center.
Okay.
It's hosted in so on the cloud, not yet, because we do have some guidelines
Right.
from the regulator, as well as a group policy. We have some guidelines over there. But yes, we are working on it to see how, if tomorrow I have to move it onto the cloud, how we'll be able to work it out. So from that perspective, yeah, the application is able to work on the cloud as well. So we
Right.
have those things already there in place. It's just a matter of time. When the decision happens, we'll also move to the cloud.
So what next in your transformation journey? What are the other projects that you're looking at?
Uh, in transformation right now, we as I said, we are done with the front part of it.
Mhm.
In the second phase, we are working on some data analysis, and
Mhm.
especially using the predictive analysis. At the same time, we're gonna equip our salespeople with some new gadgets and new tools, which
Nice.
will help them to close customer acquisition at the point itself, rather than
Right.
filling up the application form, submitting it back to the
Mhm.
back office, getting it done and all. We're gonna go away with that. So they'll be able to do the entire transaction with the customer there, and itself. Same thing again will happen over there. We are trying to ensure that there is very minimal data entry required from the customer side, even though we have the salespeople who will be doing it, but
Right.
still very few touch points will be there, and the
Mhm.
entire process will be again an automated process. So we are trying to work on that as well.
Mhm.
And on the last thing that we definitely have that in our mind is AI and ML, especially in
Yes.
terms of our underwriting process, because we
Yes.
as an insurer, we have a lot of data. So we want to
Correct.
bring that into our underwriting model, where
Yes.
we should use that data to know exactly what is it, whether the case should be taken or not taken, and from that perspective. So we want to use that. We'll be doing it maybe Q3, Q4 this year. We'll start doing that activity.
It has been lovely talking to you, Mr. Abdeali. It's a very nice transformation story, and it's a very comprehensive initiative that you have rolled out. So happy to know about it. And I'm sure our audience, our viewers will be very much informed and will get insights into their journey as well from this conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdeali. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Balala. Same to you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.